Think of the best ball strikers in golf history. Chances are you're thinking of the likes of Tiger Woods and Sam Snead, but did you know your favourite ball striker's favourite ball striker is probably Moe Norman?
It's frightening, how straight he hits it.
Never offline. This swing can't hit crooked.
It's like iron by iron. The ball doesn't move.
Moe Norman's golf swing is a strange series of unconventional quirks. It's a move unlike most golfers have ever seen. But look closely and you'll find genius in this move. The kind of genius that may even help you play better golf. And to understand that genius, you need to start exactly where Moe Norman's golf swing begins, right here. So let's dive in. Few players in golf history have received such high praise from the greats of the game. Legends like Sam Snead, Tiger Woods and Vijay Singh, and even the great Lee Trevino.
When you talk about Moe Norman, you're talking about a legend. If you ask any golf professional, whether you're in Australia, or whether you're in your US, or whether you're in Great Britain, and you say, that's the Canadian guy that hits it so damn good, isn't it? And I says, that's him. He's a legend with the professionals.
As well as being lauded for his ball striking, Norman had an amazing career as a player. He won 54 events on his native Canadian tour and is credited with 33 course records. He made an incredible 17 holes in one and shot 59 in competition 3 different times. In 1966 alone, Norman finished either first or second in 10 of the 12 events he played. And the myth of Moe Norman features some incredible individual stories, like the time he hit more than 1,500 drives at a 7-hour exhibition, all of them finishing within a 30-yard wide area over 230 yards away. Or the story about Moe Norman being the only player Titleist has ever tested to hit back-to-back shots with exactly 0 degrees of side spin. A mind-bendingly impossible task to achieve. Norman attributed his legendary ball striking to one specific moment, the moment of impact. Everything Moe Norman did in his golf swing was to match his setup and impact positions, to organise his body in a way where he could return to a perfect impact position as simply and as easily as possible, removing every variable he could along the way, stripping away every piece of excess movement wherever he could find it. Anything Moe didn't need, he just wouldn't use. This isn't really something you hear as much from teachers these days. Modern coaches will often talk about matching up different motions and creating a different sequence of movements to gain little bits of speed. But Moe Norman, he wasn't really interested in any of this. He wanted to turn his swing into a consistent, pure hitting accuracy machine. And it worked. Look closely and you'll see. It showed in his golf swing in all sorts of interesting ways. The easiest place to start is with his stance. Moe Norman's stance was wide, like really, really wide. He stood so wide that it effectively locked his lower body in place on the backswing. Ultra stable, he just couldn't move around a lot. Then, if you look at Moe Norman's upper body, it was tilted pretty severely away from the target, which is very different to what most pros do nowadays. Most pros set up with almost no tilt at setup. In other words, their spine is straight up and down. But then, as we discussed in our last film study video about Will Zalatoris, as players shift their hips forward and push off their left side, it bends their upper body back, which gives them the tilt they need to hit up on the ball. But again, moving your lower body forward while moving your upper body back is exactly the kind of moving parts thing that Moe Norman wanted to avoid. What if your lower body moved too far forward, or your upper body didn't move back enough? So instead, Moe Norman preset this kind of reverse C shape. He locked his lower body in place on the backswing with his wide stance, and then tried to maintain this shape as he swung. When Moe shifted into his left side on the downswing, which golfers need to do to generate power, instead of shifting one part forward and another part back, he moved both his upper and lower bodies together towards the target. Todd Graves was a Golf Digest best-in-state teacher in Oklahoma and studied directly under Moe Norman. He was the model in this Golf Digest cover story about Moe right here. Todd has spent years using 3D to decode the secrets of Moe Norman's golf swing. He even enlisted the help of golf biomechanist Dr. Rob Neal to compare a Moe Norman style swing to a modern day version. and they found that Moe set up with about 10 degrees of spine angle tilt at setup. And then he hit the ball with about 13 degrees of spine angle tilt, so virtually identical. But modern tour players, someone like JT, they go from close to 0 degrees to spine angle tilt to about 15 degrees at impact. Powerful, yes, but also a lot more potential margin for error. And it's why lots of teachers nowadays tell amateur golfers to learn from this, to set up with more tilt, especially with their driver, to give their body a little bit of a head start. Moe Norman's unique arm structure was an integral part of all of this. The way he saw it, pros didn't set up with enough room between themselves and the golf ball, so they needed to create this space somewhere else during their swing. So some parts of their body moved forward while others moved back, some went around while others went up and down, and that created problems because as golfers lifted their arms, for example, it would do things like open the club face, which would mean they needed to time it with their hands. Again, moving parts. Moe Norman really did not like moving parts. So Moe set up with his arms straight. He wanted both arms straight at impact, so why wouldn't he set them up that way? Moe's left arm was crucially important in all of this. He used big grips and gripped the club with a traditionally weak left-hand grip, with his left thumb running straight down the middle of the club, similar to what Bryson does today. Moe kept his left arm directly in line with the club itself, which formed a kind of relationship between the club face, the back of his left hand, and his left shoulder. He used this relationship for club face awareness and consistent spacing between himself and the golf ball as he swung. His right arm bent on the backswing because it had to, which is why he placed his right hand very far under the grip. That placed his trail shoulder in a position where his right arm would fold and tuck into his body on the backswing, and then return to straight without much twisting. It all made for a very simple route to return everything from setup to impact, which Moe Norman made all the more simple by starting his backswing about 2 feet behind the ball. This preset part of his shoulder turn. Again, just one less thing to worry about. It all made for a fascinatingly simple move, and one that gave Moe the feeling that his impact zone was 3 feet long, that the club stayed square for an eternity either side of the ball. This, he said, was his money zone.
I'm really going to arrive alive there.
It was these moves and an obsession with the golf swing that created the legend that is Moe Norman. Would he have experienced the same success if he stuck it out on the PGA Tour? It's one of the great what-ifs in golf history, but there's no denying that Moe Norman figured things out his own way. No one has ever perfected the golf swing, but it seems Moe Norman came pretty close to perfecting his own version. He went to bed every night thinking of the golf swing, and then...
He woke up every day and knew he was going to hit it well. He just knew he was going to hit it well.
Moe Norman, your favorite ball striker's favorite ball striker.